Yo, what's up, movie people? I hope you're doing well. We got a big tier list to go through today. A couple weeks ago, I did a Marvel villains tier list. This week, I'm going to do a Marvel heroes tier list. All of the main Marvel heroes in this tier list. There's like 40 to 50 characters in this. I got a couple requests to do this, so I'm doing it. And I might not remember all their names, but I remember who they are and what they did and what movie they're in. So let's get to the tier list. Alright, so I'm just now looking at the list, and it looks like we do have some Sony Marvel characters in this, because they did appear in No Way Home. So I'm just going to add them to it, because I don't really care. It makes sense. They were in a Marvel movie. So let's do it. First up, we got Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home. I'm going to include all of his appearances in his own movies also. I gotta say, I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He's like my second favorite Spider-Man, I think, so far in all the movies that we gotten, because I think I love Miles from Into the Spider-Verse more than him, just by a little bit. But I think Andrew Garfield portrays Spider-Man in such a really cool way, and I feel like, I know he's not like a nerdy Peter Parker, but I still feel like he could kind of be a cool Peter Parker. But his Spider-Man is so cool, and his swinging scenes as Spider-Man are awesome. And he really pulls the Peter and Gwen thing really well. I love that relationship. So I'm a big Spider-Man lover. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm going to put Andrew Garfield in the S tier, our first S tier. Next up, we got Salma Hayek's character from Eternals. I'm pretty sure her name's Ajak. I'm not too sure on that one. But she did die in Eternals, so rip to Salma Hayek, rest in peace to her. But the Eternals characters are kind of hard to rank because they didn't get fleshed out properly, in my opinion. I think for them to flesh out all the characters properly, they should have done a whole TV series on the Eternals. But I would have liked to see her more, and we hardly even got to see her powers too much. She was kind of just like the leader and played background. She just informed all the Eternals because she was like the older one. So I don't really have a lot to say about her too much. So, she's not like a D tier. I don't really have a lot of D tier or F tier Marvel characters. So I'm going to put her in the C tier. She could go down to D, but maybe not. I don't know. Actually, I will put her in D because Salma Hayek just did not have much development. Next up, we got Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Ant-Man is such a cool character, I'm going to talk about Quantumania because this is when I'm recording it. This tier list hasn't been updated since Ms. Marvel, so that kind of sucks. But Ant-Man is a really cool character in my opinion. I feel like he's a little underrated, but that's because his movies are so bland. His only movie that I found that was actually good, really good, was his first one. But the second one and the third one, man, they were just average or really below average. I really think that his character is getting disrespected by his directors that he has had, and Peyton Reed, that's who directed the Ant-Man movies. I think Peyton Reed did not direct those well, and the writing has been really bad lately with this character. But overall, I really do like Scott Lang as a character. I think he's very funny, very comedic. I love his relationship with his daughter. So I'm going to put Scott Lang in the B tier. Next up, this is, who is this? This is the lady from Eternals 2. I forgot her name. This is Angelina Jolie's character. Yes, that's Angelina Jolie. I forgot her name, but she has some really interesting, kind of mind powers to where she kind of turns evil with her mind because, she has some kind of evilness that takes control of her at some points during the Eternals. And I really did enjoy her powers at the end when she takes on the Deviant. I thought that was awesome. And I really do like her outfit a lot more than all the other Eternals. So I do enjoy her character a lot, but I think her character should have been one that was more developed in its special TV episode. That would have been really cool. But Angelina Jolie was awesome to see in the MCU, and I think she nailed the role. So I think I'm going to put her in the C tier above Salma Hayek's character. Next up is Florence Pugh as Yelena, basically Black Widow's sister. I think Florence Pugh is awesome. I think Yelena is going to have so many cool moments in the new Thunderbolts movie coming out, but she was instantly one of my favorites after walking out of Black Widow, and then in the Hawkeye series, she was so cool in that. I really do love her character. I love Florence Pugh as a whole. I think she's an amazing actress, but I think Yelena is so funny in the MCU, and I think that she's just going to get better and better. So I think I'm going to actually... Oh, this is hard. A or B? Oh, do I put her over Ant-Man? I think I do. Personally, I love Yelena so much. Next up is Black Bolt. I think that is from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He had that infamous death scene in Multiverse of Madness, killed by Wanda, where his head like exploded. One of like the most gruesome deaths that Marvel has ever had. So it's kind of interesting that he's in the tier list and he's hardly been in the MCU. So I don't really care about his character too much. So I'm gonna put him in the D tier. He was okay, but you know, his death scene saved him from being an F tier. Next up is Black Panther. This is gonna be Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther, I think. I'm just gonna count it as that. Chadwick Boseman sadly passed away. Big rest in peace to him. He was an amazing actor. I loved him in all of his roles, and he was amazing as Black Panther. He was so cool. He really brought it all with that character. And I think the Black Panther movie was really sweet, but I think what Chadwick Boseman brought to Infinity War and his little amount of screen time really did, like, it really got me hyped up seeing him in the screen every time, because he always went into battle. He always had like a game face on, but he did really well in the comedic scenes. I really enjoyed that. You know, I think Black Panther as a whole is just such a cool character to explore, especially in Wakanda. I think the Wakanda scenes are really awesome. And Black Panther has an awesome suit, one of the best suits in the Marvel Universe. So I'm going to put Black Panther in the A tier. After that, we have legendary Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow. Black Widow came in the MCU around Iron Man 2, one of the first Marvel movies. And then she died in Avengers Endgame, had to sacrifice for the Soul Stone. I think Black Widow is also an amazing character. And I really like how we fleshed her out kind of more in the Black Widow movie. I actually like the Black Widow movie a lot more than some other people, but I really do like the Black Widow character a lot. I think she's an amazing character, and I think she has a lot of like heart in her that she doesn't show at times, but sometimes she does, like in the Black Widow movie. But her fighting style is really cool, and the white suit that she wears in Black Widow is just phenomenal. So I'm going to put Black Widow in the A tier. Next up, we got legendary Steve Rogers, Captain America. Oh man, Captain America. He's such a cool character. I love Captain America. Chris Evans really brought that character to life, and like no other person could have brought this character to life. And he also had the perfect ending of ending up with Peggy. Like, oh my goodness. What a perfect ending for him at the end of Endgame. I think that this character is just one of Marvel's best characters. And it sucks that he's not in the MCU anymore. I hope we do see a cameo from him in Secret Wars coming up in like the next 10 years. I really hope that Chris Evans comes back for a cameo, because you know the audience will just go crazy. I'll go crazy. It will be an emotional impact if we see him again. But overall, I think he's an amazing character, and he has one of the most iconic scenes in the Marvel Universe when he actually gets to hold Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. That scene is just crazy. So Captain America is, of course, going into S tier. Next up, we got the girl from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, what is her name? Oh man, I always forget her name. Oh shoot, America Chavez. That's her name, America Chavez. She can jump multiverses through like a star power that she has. I think that power is really cool, and I think it needs to be explored a lot more. I think Multiverse of Madness really had its multiverse elements ruined during like 40 rewrites I heard they had, which is kind of crazy. But you know, I think her character just was like a really big plot device more than anything. I don't think she got fleshed out that much. She had that one little bit of backstory with that bee stinging her, and their parents got killed because she opened a multiverse portal, which I think is it was so laughable. That stupid scene of the bee, like, come on dude, that's so dumb. But overall, her character didn't have much backstory. She's basically a plot device till the end. So I'd like to see her do a little bit more, get a little bit more development. I liked her little send-off with Doctor Strange at the end of the movie, where she's kind of learning all of his ways of magic. I like that a little bit, but overall, she's not a special character to me yet, so I'm going to put her in the C tier. Next up, got Daredevil. Charlie Cox is Daredevil, one of my favorite Marvel characters. I binged watched Daredevil a couple years ago, and I think it was one of the best experiences that I've ever had watching a show. Charlie Cox is amazing as this character, and this character is so badass. I love him so much. He's like he's so cool what he can do, and he's a blind character. And he's finally in the MCU. He's getting his own show. I found that he was really cool in She-Hulk, the best part of She-Hulk, in fact. So Daredevil is going to go. He can go in the S tier. Yeah, I love him. Doctor Strange, my man. I'm a big Doctor Strange lover. I really do love Doctor Strange. And I really love what Scott Derrickson did for Doctor Strange in his first movie. I think that the visuals are outstanding. And I think that Benedict Cumberbatch really sold the emotional parts in that movie. And I loved him in Infinity War. I feel like his character was kind of diminished in the second one. It wasn't really his movie, which I was kind of upset about. But Doctor Strange, a character as a whole, I think is an amazing character. But I don't think he's hit the top tier characters for me yet. I have to see him in a couple more projects for him to hit that. So I'm going to put him in the A tier. Next up, we got Drax, known as the Invisible Man. You cannot see him. He's always lurking in the background. But nah, Drax is a really fun character, you know. He's always there making good laughs, but he's also there for deep emotional moments. He's one of the funniest characters in the MCU, I think. James Gunn really brought this character to life, but so did Dave Bautista, and he's having an awesome career now after playing this character. But, you know, I don't think he's I don't know if he's top tier for me, since if he had more action scenes, maybe he'd be more top tier. But, you know, I don't think he's top tier so far, so I'm going to put him in the B tier. Next up, we got Druig from the Eternals. He's kind of like the mind reader type of guy. I think that's what he is. I don't remember too much about the Eternals characters since I haven't watched it in a couple of months, maybe over a year. But I think Druig really had really good comedy in this movie. But it's really hard to rank the Eternals characters because we've only seen them once. But, you know, I don't really know. I put Druig in the C. I'll put Druig in the C tier. There's only one Eternals character that I actually really like. Next up, this isn't Gilgamesh, is it? No, this is Phastos. I hardly remember the Eternals names. This is Phastos. He's also one of those characters. Brian Tyree Henry plays him. I love him. He's also one of those characters, though, that didn't get a lot of development. So I want to put him in the C tier. Next up, we got Captain America. Of course, another Captain America. Our new Captain America. Ah, man, I love Captain America so much. And I really do love Anthony Mackie's portrayal of Captain America and also the Falcon when he was the Falcon. I really do think that his new Captain America is going to be so awesome. And he has a new movie coming out too. I think he's going to be really cool. But, you know, I really am interested in to see where I would put him. You know, I think I'm going to go in the A tier because he has been in some good movies and he's had some cool action scenes. Oh, Nick Fury is our next one. Nick Fury, not really a superhero, but he's playing behind the scenes as the leader of the Avengers. We all know and love him. I think I'm going to put Nick Fury in the A tier also. Gamora is the next one. I love Gamora a lot. I think she's a really, really good character. I think she was really well developed. She's probably one of the more developed characters in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Zoe Saldana is awesome. I'm going to put her in the A tier also. This is Gilgamesh right here, I'm pretty sure. Gilgamesh is one of those characters I didn't really care about too much in the Eternals. So I'm going to put him in the D tier. I'm going to go a little bit faster now since we have a lot to get through. Next up is Groot. I love Groot so much. Vin Diesel as the voice is just so funny to me sometimes. I'm going to put Groot in the A tier. Hawkeye. Hawkeye's also one of those characters that I really think that Hawkeye is so awesome because Jeremy Renner really does put a unique spin on the character. So I'm actually going to put Hawkeye, you know, actually that's hard. A or B tier for Hawkeye. I'm going to put Hawkeye in the B tier. I feel like he has more room to grow. Actually, no, A tier, bro. He's the first 6 of the first Avengers. Hulk has gotten really bad lately because he's really gotten underpowered. And I think that he needs to get that power back, his strength back. But I still think he's an A tier. Next up, we got another Eternal. Oh, that's Kit Harington's character. What is his name? Oh, no. Oh, Icarus. That's his name. Icarus, I actually liked him as a villain. Put him in C tier. Iron Man. You know, we don't even have to talk about Iron Man. But let's just say Robert Downey Jr., if he comes back for Secret Wars, I'm going to die in the theater if he comes back. So I'm going to put him in the S tier. This is War Machine. War Machine is a cool character. But is he cool enough for B tier? That's the question. I think he is. You know, I think he's been in the MCU long enough. I can give him the B tier. Kate Bishop. Oh, Kate Bishop. Haley Steinfeld. She's awesome. I love Haley Steinfeld. Kate Bishop. She was amazing in the Hawkeye show. Kate Bishop is such a cool character, such a funny character. You know, she's gonna go in A. I don't care. I don't care if she's above Ant-Man. She's so cool. Haley Steinfeld has so much charisma when she plays her. It's so cool. Next up is Kingo. Kingo, the movie star. Kingo's gonna go C, where most of the Eternals are gonna sit. Loki. Oh man, Loki is so cool. Loki is an S tier villain. I also think he's an S tier Marvel character. He's kind of a hero, so he belongs in the list. Next up is the Speedster. Oh, I forgot the Speedster's name. Makari, that's her name. I always say I forgot, but I finally get it. Makari, you know, Makari, I won't give her a C tier because I like her abilities. Mantis is a really good character, but I don't think she's A tier. I think Pom Klementieff, though, has like some really cool acting as her. I think that she looks like a really cool character. It's sometimes kind of scary because the eyes, but I honestly think she's a really funny character, and she had a great emotional scenes in Guardians 3. She's gonna go B tier. Next up is, I think that's Maria Hill. Maria Hill being on this list is funny, so I'll put Maria Hill in the C tier. She wasn't in too much, so she don't deserve to be that high. This is gonna be, our next one is going to be, I'll do Moon Knight next. Moon Knight is like such a cool character. Like when we see him more, I'll probably raise him up, but I really enjoyed his show a lot. I really did. Oscar Isaac really did sell those emotional scenes. So I'm gonna put Moon Knight in the B tier. Yeah, I think that fits pretty well. I think the B tier only fits for him because he hasn't been in a lot of projects. He's only been in his own show. So, you know, I'll leave it as that. I think that fits. Next up, we got M'Baku from Black Panther 1, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Infinity War. M'Baku is so cool. Winston Duke is so awesome. He's a savage character, but he's not A tier, so I'm going to give him the B tier. Next up is Fantastic. This is Mr. Fantastic, played by our legendary John Krasinski. He did not portray him as well as I thought he would, because maybe that's a writing issue, but you know, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, and it's just a cameo, so you're gonna go on the D tier. Captain Marvel is next. I'm not a Brie Larson hater. I think that she's awesome. I think that she can portray this character in an awesome way, but you know, I think what really pulls her back for me is the writing. Because I feel like her writing is a little off in some of these roles. Like, the writing is so different from the first one and then to when she's in the later movies. But overall, I do enjoy a character a lot. But, you know, is she a B tier? That's my question. I don't know. You know, I really don't know. I think I'm going to put her in the C tier for now because I need her writing to be a little bit better in Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels, for her to actually be a B tier character. Next up is Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel had that show. That show kind of was good. I think the first half was a lot stronger than the second half. You know, I still enjoyed it a decent bit, and I still enjoy Miss Marvel as a character. I think that she could grow into a really big Marvel character. She's our first mutant in the MCU, but I don't think that she's really a B tier character yet. I don't think she's great. She's good, so I'm going to put her in the C tier. Next up is Nebula. Nebula is actually one of my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy members. She also had a lot of development, just like Gamora. But I don't know if I'm gonna put her in the A tier, only because I only put a couple Guardians that high. I'll put her in the B tier, but she'll probably be higher than most of the other Guardians. Phil Coulson. We have Phil Coulson on this list. Oh wow. Do I count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as in this ranking? I think I will. You know, I think I will count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So he's going to go. Phil Coulson, he really, if you haven't seen Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he's so good in that show. And I love him so much. I'll put Phil Coulson in the A tier. I don't care. Go watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's so good. Next up is Quicksilver, who we hardly saw, and he hasn't returned yet. I'm so sad. Quicksilver would have been so cool to see in like Infinity War and Endgame, but he got killed off in Age of Ultron. It's so sad. Since he got killed off, you know, I can't put him that high, but I will put him in the C tier because I feel like his personality in Age of Ultron was really sick, really funny. Next up is Pepper Potts. I'm not a big Pepper Potts lover. You know, she doesn't have a lot of like personality for me to really love. I mean, you know, you can like a little bit of her, but honestly, she's just a C tier character. She's not really in the Marvel movies for that long, except Iron Man 1, she's in it for a lot. Next up is Professor Hulk. There's 2 different Hulks on this list. Professor Hulk, I guess, is a different character. I don't really like Professor Hulk that much, so I'm going to put him in the D tier. I don't care. Next up is Rocket Raccoon. Oh man, Rocket Raccoon. His development in Guardians 3 was insane. The emotions were running. I think that he's one of the best Marvel characters. Bradley Cooper voices the hell out of him. He's going to go in the A tier. Next up is Scarlet Witch, played by Elizabeth Olsen. She really does a great job playing this character. I don't know if I enjoy how her character became a villain. I think that plot line is kind of not sitting with me too well after Multiverse of Madness. But, you know, I like her character a lot, and if she can get some redemption or cool moments after Doctor Strange, she'll move up to an A. But for now, she's a B tier. Next up is Cersei. You know, Cersei is played by Gemma Chan. And I think Gemma Chan's an amazing actress. And I think Cersei had the most development out of all the Eternals because she was like the main person. And I don't know, I really enjoyed Cersei a lot in Eternals. If she had her own movie, I think that movie would be sick. She has some really cool powers. I cannot wait to see her again, you know. I can't wait. I don't know when we're going to see the Eternals again. There's been no movement on the Eternals movies, but I don't know. I think Cersei's a great character. I'll put her in the B tier. Shang-Chi is our next character. Shang-Chi. I think Shang-Chi is really great. He's close to an A tier for me, I think, because his moves in Shang-Chi, the movie, were so cool. And I think that his suit is awesome, but I feel like what's holding him back is we've only seen him once. You know, some of these characters, you've only seen them once, so you can't put him that high. Next up is Captain Carter, cameo from Doctor Strange 2. Another one I'll put in D. It's just a cameo. It doesn't have any impact on me. Next up is Shuri. I'm going to count her for Black Panther 2, so she's going to be Black Panther in just regular Shuri. I think that she's awesome. Letitia Wright really did an amazing job with her. But at the same time, I don't think she's A tier. I think she's B tier still. Next up is Sprite. Sprite, not the drink. Sprite the character. I know you almost thought it was the drink. But Sprite is probably the most annoying Eternal there was. Like, she would not shut up. Like, I'm glad she's not in it hardly anymore. So she's going to go in the D tier. Star-Lord is our next one. I'm a big Star-Lord fan. I'm a big Chris Pratt fan. So, you know, I really do love that character. I don't care what you say about what he did in Infinity War. He did what he had to do for his loved one, Gamora. And he acted on basically, he thought she died. She did die. And he acted rage, you know. He had to act out. But Star-Lord is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so he is going to go in the S tier. Next up, we got Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Dude, I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man trilogy. I think it's so awesome. I think each movie works so well. I actually think Far From Home is a great Spider-Man movie. I don't care what anyone says. And his ending in No Way Home to that first trilogy was spectacular. I cannot wait to see him in the college trilogy, so he's going to go S tier, one of my favorites. Next up, we got Thor. Ooh, Thor. Man, Thor's a hard one to do because Thor Love and Thunder really brought him down for me after that movie because he was really drowned down by just comedy and comedy. Thor Ragnarok worked because it was half serious, half comedy. Thor Love and Thunder didn't work because it was 80% comedy, 20% serious. So, you know, I really think that's going to bring him down for me. I do love his moments in Infinity War, though. I think those worked a lot. But I think Thor is going to go in the A tier for me, sadly. I just think that Thor Love and Thunder really did do something to me. It really did not make me feel my love for Thor like Thor Ragnarok did for him. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, what do we have to say, man? There's nothing we can say about him that can explain how much we love him. So I'm going to put him in the S tier. This is Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson did so well with this character. I think she works a lot. And I think that her having her own kind of prequel movie would be really cool. I think that would be an awesome idea because Tessa Thompson is an amazing actress. And I think her suit in Thor Ragnarok is one of the best. And I'd love to see a prequel of like her and her warriors going against Hela. That would be sick. So I'm going to put Valkyrie in the B tier. Next up, we got Vision, played by Paul Bettany. Vision is a very interesting character because he developed in Age of Ultron. He basically got creative in Age of Ultron. He had some cool moments in that movie. And then we didn't see him. I mean, we saw him in the Civil War and the Avengers movies. Then we didn't see him until WandaVision. And now he's kind of like a White Vision with hardly any memory. So I don't really know what to think about Vision as a character. But, I don't think he's a C tier necessarily. I think he's still a B tier, but he'll probably be pretty low on that scale. Let's scroll down here. We got 4 more left. This is the Wasp. I don't have a lot of love for the Wasp. Let me just tell you that. I really don't care too much about the Wasp. And I think her character just she doesn't entice me that much. So I'm just going to put her in the C tier. I think that some of these female characters, I think some of them aren't high for me because they're not really developed a lot to make me love them. Like, they're really pushed to the side, which I think that they should be more front and center. Like, if you look at Kate Bishop, Gamora, Scarlett Johansson, Yelena even. Yelena is a side character, but she was pushed at the front of that movie for a long time. She had a lot of emotional scenes. That's what I think is, like, making me put the Wasp, Captain Marvel, and Miss Marvel down there because they haven't really had too many scenes that make them really stand out to me. They never had really those emotional moments with side characters that make me love them. So they're going to stay at C tier for a little bit until they get those scenes for me to really care for them. So next up, Bucky Barnes. Bucky Barnes, I think Bucky Barnes is so cool. He was the Winter Soldier in Captain America the Winter Soldier, and he's one of the best villains, but he's also turned into one of the better heroes because his transformation into hero to villain was awesome, and then his transformation back to hero to villain was really cool in Civil War. I really enjoyed him in his show that he had. So I'm going to put Bucky in the B tier. I feel like he's going to grow. I'm not sure what he is in Thunderbolts. I think he's going to grow in Thunderbolts because supposedly there's going to be a romance between him and Yelena. I'm not sure about that, but supposedly. Then Wong is our next one. Wong is one of those characters that I have a fun time seeing, but only in his supporting role. I don't know if he'd work as a main character, but I feel like he's a good supporting character. So I'll put Wong in the B tier. And Charles Xavier from Multiverse of Madness, again, it's a cameo. I don't care. So let's rank them all now. Next up, we got D tier. Let's rank these. All of our Multiverse of Madness cameos are going to go at the end. But Professor Xavier is going to go at the top of these characters, I think. Yes, that's how it's going to be. And then Sprite's actually going to go. Sprite's going to go below Professor Xavier, and Professor Hulk will go up there. And Gilgamesh will go up. That's our D tier. C tier. I don't hate in these characters. I'm just ranking them how I would. They're below. A lot of these D tier characters are below a lot of these characters. I don't hate them. I don't love them. C tier. For the C tier, I'm going to put Captain Marvel at our top spot. And then I'm going to put Maria Hill below Captain Marvel. Then I'm going to put Quicksilver. Actually, I'm going to put Quicksilver below Captain Marvel. Man, it's hard to rank these when you have so many. Icarus can move up. Then Druig. Then Angelina Jolie's character can move there. I'll put Makari down there. Put the Wasp. Put the Wasp right there. Miss Marvel. I actually like Miss Marvel a decent bit. I'll put her above Angelina Jolie. And then I'll put Kingo. Fastos. Fastos can move down. He's not that great. And then Kingo can move down. That's good for the C tier. Next up, I hope you guys can see these up here. I'm sorry if you can't because my face cam might be in the way, but I can't really move it right now. Next up, we got the B tier. Let's rank the B tier. First up on the B tier is going to be who? First up on the B tier is going to be actually Nebula. Nebula is really strong. And then first up on the B tier has got to be Bucky Barnes. Then Nebula. And then we will do, I'm going to put both the Guardians up here. They deserve to be there. Scott Lang can go there. Winston Duke's character can go there. And M'Baku. At the bottom of our tier, we're probably gonna have War Machine and Wong, and then I'll actually put, yeah, I'll put Vision below Wong. Valkyrie, I do like, oh no, I don't like Valkyrie more than Letitia Wright Shuri. I don't like her more than, but I do like Shuri more than, yes. I'm a big Moon Knight fan, so Moon Knight is gonna go right there. And then Scarlet Witch is going to go above Winston Duke and above Scott Lang because Quantum Mania kind of ruined Scott Lang for me at points. But I think that B tier is actually kind of set. I'm liking the B tier. You know, I'm liking it. We got we got 5 great female characters in this that could grow after they get more, basically more roles in the MCU. Next up on our A tier, I hope you can see it. Like I said, I'm not too sure. But actually, let's see here. Actually, on our A tier, we're going to move. We are going to move. Who are we going to move to the top? We're going to move Thor to the top of A tier, and then we're going to move Rocket up there. Rocket is going to go in 3rd place. Doctor Strange is going to go below. And then, of course, we're going to have the OG Black Widow above our new Black Widow. Kate Bishop is going to go not above Hawkeye. Sam Wilson. Where do I want to put Sam Wilson? That's the question. Sam Wilson, where does he want to go? I'll put Sam Wilson below. There you go, below that. And then we have that. And then that. Nick Fury can go up. I think the A tier actually looks kind of strong. I actually like the A tier. Actually, I'm going to move Groot down. Groot's going to go below, in front of Phil Coulson. That's actually a good A tier. I'm actually happy with that. I really do. I really am happy about it. They could be switched a little bit, but I'm happy about that. S tier, our big winners of the tier list. Our S tier is going to go like this. I think Iron Man is the best Marvel character. And then we're going to have Captain America. And then it's going to be, ooh. I will actually put Andrew Garfield Spider-Man right there. I love him so much. And then I'm going to, all the Spider-Man are going to be like at the top. I'm actually going to put Star-Lord's going to be... No, Star-Lord's not going to be last. Daredevil's going to be last, even though I love him. And then Loki is going to be right there. And then Tom Holland, Toby. Yep, that's actually perfect. My S tier is actually perfect, in my opinion. I think Charlie Cox could go higher after his Daredevil show goes out, but I'm kind of worried what Marvel's going to do with his character. But, you know, I think this tier list actually works for me. These are my favorite Marvel characters. These are the lowest because I don't really care for them too much. But this is my opinion, so if you guys don't agree, leave your favorite characters in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this tier list, though. I had a fun time making it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.